Bonjour, and welcome to our first week and first grammar lesson in the 6th edition of Motif. Your book should look just like this one, and if it doesn't, you need to contact me. You may have the wrong book. This week, we'll be looking at structure 1.1. The grammar point here is how to address others. In French, there are two ways to talk to other people. One is formal, one is informal. When you're speaking to someone in French, you need to choose between the formal, vous, and the informal, tu, way to address them. If you're talking to someone you don't know well, or someone who's older than you, someone who's in a higher social position, then you use vous. But when you're talking to someone you do know, a family member, someone who's younger than you, like a child, or a good friend, then you'll use the informal tu. So we use tu in these cases. For example, between students of the same age group or between young people in general. Between people who are on a first-name basis with each other. We use tu among family members, with children, and, as I said before, with animals. A couple of examples here. Tu es nerveux, Paul? Are you nervous, Paul? Or, tu es étudiant ici? Are you a student here? In some French-speaking countries, such as Canada, or in parts of French-speaking Africa, people use tu more commonly than in France. The vous form of you is used with and between people who are not typically on a first-name basis. It's used among people who are meeting for the first time, with those who are older than you, and with a boss or a superior. Remember that vous is also used with groups of people. A couple of examples. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Comment allez-vous? Hello, miss. How are you? Dominique et Christine. Vous comprenez le professeur? Dominique et Christine, do you understand the professor? And here you can see an example of where I would be using vous with a group of people. Because there's more than one person in this example, I have two, Dominique et Christine, I'm going to use vous. Bonjour, monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Hello, sir. How are you? And lastly, vous parlez très bien français, mademoiselle. You speak French quite well, ma'am. If you want to be polite, you can add the mademoiselle, monsieur, or madame. If in doubt, always use vous. It's better to be safe than sorry, and using tu in the wrong place could really offend somebody. This is the end of the lesson for structure 1.1 in our book. Feel free to rewind or listen to any part of it again. Once you've finished, you can move on to the quiz in Blackboard, and I'll see you in our lab.